Good morning, folks. Today is Monday, May 18th, and we are going to be starting week 4, day 1, A History of the World. Our agenda today is to think about who or what creates history, what is the importance of that history. We're going to watch a quick video on Beatty the historian. We're going to read a history of the English church and people. We're going to answer some comprehension questions and do some historical writing practice. And then we are going to complete our exit slip. Our agenda for today: I can apply appropriate strategies to notice, annotate, connect, and respond to ideas in multiple reads of a historical story to analyze elements of historical writing. Okay, this is on your exit slip. Everything that you're doing today is all on the exit slip. But we're going to start off by answering who or what creates history and what is the importance of that history. Beatty, also known as Saint Beatty, Venerable Beatty, and Beatty the Venerable, was an English Benedictine monk at the monastery of St. Peter and its companion monastery of St. Paul in the kingdom of Northumbria of the Angles, which is contemporarily, like today, in Tyne-and-Wear, England. You can still look it up. I do believe you can still go there. Go ahead and click on the link to watch the video, and then when you're done, come back to the PowerPoint. Today's reading is A History of the English Church and People. So if you go to Pearson and you go to Unit 6, it is in the small group learning, just above A History of Jamaica, which we've already read. So you can listen to it. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, you can listen to the audio. It's about 9 minutes, or if you feel more comfortable just reading it yourself, you can do that as well. Okay, and then this is our exit slip. So you're going to be looking at some text questions. You're going to be looking at some historical writing. I'm going to take you there in just a moment. And then you're going to have 3 last questions for your exit slip. So I'm going to show you what your exit slip is going to look like. You are going to start off here where you are talking about who or what creates history and what is the importance of that history. So go ahead and write your answer here. Then we're going to look at some text questions. So respond to these questions. Use textual evidence to support your responses. This does mean that you're going to have to go back to the text and you're going to have to identify some pieces of evidence. So number 1, what background does Beatty give about British scarlet dye? You are going to infer, what does this information suggest about the lifestyle or economy of the country at that time? So what background does he give on the dye? And then what does that say about the lifestyle or economy of that time? Then you're going to analyze. Beatty writes that a group of Picts, people from southeastern Europe, landed on the north coast of Ireland but did not end up settling there. Where did the Picts end up settling? You'll write your answer here. Then number 3, you're going to answer 2 questions. After the Picts began to settle in northern Britain, why did they ask for wives from the Scots? Explain, on what condition did the Scots agree to the Picts' request? And finally, number 4, we're going to evaluate. Does Beatty do a good job of answering readers' possible questions about England and its people at this time in history? Explain, giving 3 examples of possible questions that readers might ask based on details from the selection. So when you're reading through the story, think about what are some questions that you have that he may not fully answer as you're reading. Those would be the questions that you would write here. Then moving on to historical writing. So historical writing relates past events. In older works, such writing is based on eyewitness reports and documents from the period. Contemporary writers covering events of our time can draw upon video, film, on-the-scene interviews, and a variety of print sources. Beatty wrote at a time when even educated people were influenced by superstitions and unfounded beliefs. Beatty's historical writing contains many statements of fact. However, it is also filled with superstitions and personal beliefs. Authors write histories to inform people. Historical writing is structured to present daily information clearly. A History of the English Church and People has a clear pattern of organization. It is organized chronologically and by topic. Beatty also uses hierarchical structure. A hierarchy is the formal ranking of elements within a group. Hierarchical structure shows how each part relates to the group as a whole. Repetition is another element of historical writing. It emphasizes the author's key points. So for this part here, you're going to reread paragraph 4 in the reading. On the left side of the chart, you're going to list the sentences or phrases that are verifiable facts. On the right side, you're going to list the sentences or phrases that express superstition or personal beliefs. So paragraph 4, all the facts, all the personal beliefs. And then finally, you're going to end off with the last 3 questions. What patterns of organization does Beatty use in the first paragraph of the selection? And what topics are described using each pattern? What central idea about Britain's geography does Beatty emphasize through the use of hierarchical structures? And finally, what aspects of Beatty's writing reinforce a positive impression of Britain? So with this first one, which of these structures that they talked about up here do they use? For number 2, what is the central idea that he emphasizes through those structures? And then finally, how does it give a positive impression of Britain? Once again, you can find the reading on Pearson. It is here. You can play the audio.
From A History of the English Church and People.
Or you can read just by scrolling down. If you want to get rid of all of this stuff, all you have to do is press hide, and then you have more room to read. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.